All right, so good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. We got another Let's Do Deals. Okay, Let's Do Deals. That's every Tuesday, 7 p.m., where we pitch the best off-market deals. If you have a deal of your own, bring it on here. Send us a DM. We had a couple of deals that were supposed to be pitched this week, I think, but I think both of them were holding off. So let's see. So we got a few now. I got a long list. If I remember last Tuesday, we had an issue with our spreadsheet. So let me go ahead and start with that. If some of y'all have not received the new link to our spreadsheet, make sure you send us an email, send us a DM. You can find us at garcia@mhu.com, any of the social media there, or my email, j@garcia@mhu.com, so that we get the link back over to you. So small issue with that. We were not able to pitch using that last week, if you remember. So that's kind of where we left off. But since we fixed the issue, new link, new deals, a lot more inventories listed on there now. So definitely something you need to check out. Well, let me go ahead and start sharing that page. So if anybody does have deals, like I mentioned, just unmute yourself, drop a comment. Instagram, you can just raise your hand or drop a comment. You cannot unmute yourself. Let's see. Got some updates for you all, so make sure you stay towards the end. But give it a second. We go ahead and start sharing the screen here. See, because everybody see my screen at this time. I know Zoom, you can. Wonderful, wonderful. There we go. All right. So looks the same. Nothing changed, by the way. I'm not going to make it into a website. Somebody suggested make it into a website and you can just start uploading. I don't think y'all realize how much time it takes to upload these deals. We have an admin that's a dedication of time, and that's hours of just inputting pictures and information and updating and moving around. And so it is a bit of work. Okay, so let's focus on what's important. That's the deals opportunities that are there. So same sheet, same deals that are on there. There's a lot more, of course, and still we're doing the fact of the week. So this week, stay away from mobile homes that need to be moved and or have no titles. If you do stay away from those, send them to me. I'll put it that way. Send all of them to me. Any mobile home that needs to be moved or has no title. Okay, here's the fact behind that. If you know the process to problem solving this issues, both of these opportunities can be very profitable. Absolutely. The one thing about a mobile home without a title is it can be a very good negotiation on your side. You have no title, almost like a vehicle. You're going to send me a car without a title, you cannot be asking the same as somebody else with a title, same type of car, right? So the same goes for mobile homes. If a mobile home needs to be moved, that's another negotiation. In case for those of you newer to mobile homes investing, to move a single wide within a 50-mile radius, you're talking anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000. That's just the transportation. Pick it up, take it from point A to point B, set it down, level it, strap it, and then they're gone. There is still other fees such as the skirting, the decks, the utility connects. So those are expenses that you can't account. We have a few right now under negotiation, and that's what we're using too. Is the expense transportation is going to take X amount plus the permits, plus inspections, et cetera, et cetera. So therefore, we can only offer X amount. But you got to know what you're doing. If you do not know how to problem solve or how to figure out to get a title, you could be getting yourself in trouble. A lot of times, if there's no title, could mean there's liens behind it. Could mean it's lost. It's under somebody else's name. We've had residents in communities trying to sell us their mobile home that did not belong to them. It actually belonged to the park. So you have to know how to do the above, and we do coach you on all of it. So, but all right, let's jump into the deals. We got a lot. I am not going to go deal per deal as usual. You take your time. Again, if you don't have the spreadsheet, send me an email. We'll send it to you. You take all your time to review each one of these. And for some of you new to mobile home investing, you're trying to find mobile homes that you can invest in and also get an idea of what a distressed mobile home looks like. This is the perfect place. Even for that, you can go deal per deal and just see what's wrong with this one, what's wrong with that one, and start getting an idea. The more you do of anything, you're going to get better at. So, use it as a practice, if nothing more. These sold already. They lasted 7 days. 7 days. 6 single wides, all single wides need to be moved. They were in Warner Robins. They were going to be moved over to West Georgia. So they all came and gone. And again, they needed to be moved. The profits, I'll say they're near 500% ROI. So that's why you don't need to pass up on a mobile home that needs to be moved, especially if you have a mobile home that is free or near free and you can just move it and have it. That is a golden opportunity. So, okay, so we'll move along from this one here. We got Bonaire, Georgia. We got a lot of them in Warner Robins as well at this time. Very, very hot market all around central Georgia. But Warner Robins, Perry, Byron, slightly above Fort Valley, all hot areas, very, very hot areas. And I mean, the numbers keep scaling, which means the more apartments as houses go up, the more need there is for affordability housing, aka mobile homes. So that's why you want to invest in areas like that. But Warner Robins is definitely booming for all of us at this time. So Bon Air is right next door to it. So that would go hand in hand with that as well. Let's go ahead and start on these here. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it was 10, but there's eight left Bon Air. So let's look at the first one here. Bon Air, this is lot F1, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, single wide. Obviously, the ARV, that's after repair value, is going to be around 18,000. We use conservative numbers, of course. Can be more, could be a little bit less. That's depending on you as an investor. The rental rate in this area is around $650. I mean, 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartments in the Warner Robins area now is, I mean, we're seeing 1,000 to 1,200. It is insane how the numbers are. So when you think about a 2-1 for 650, I mean, you know, it's one of those kind of things where it just kind of makes sense, if you will. But lot rent is only 300. That's a beautiful plus there. Asking for this home is 3,500. So somebody give me a mouse that works, please. There we go. Cosmetics. That's what you want to see, by the way. We're going to talk about a walkthrough, mobile home walkthrough at our next level up. And this is one of the things we're going to be covering about. Some of you getting into mobile home investing, you're still investing with your heart and not your minds. Meaning, I don't like it. It doesn't look good, or it does look good, or I like it. That means nothing in the world of investing. Doesn't make sense in the sense of numbers. Does the ROIs check out? Is the rehab, the labor, the material, the holding, the utilities, everything in account? Does it make sense versus what your final return on your investments is? Most people can answer that question, okay? You have to be able to add up the cost of what the rehab, what the material is going to be. That's how you add up. Remember, you're starting with the final number, which we give it to you right here. That's an estimate anyway. I will shoot for 20K on this one, but I know that 18, okay, we're talking about a more conservative number. Now, if they're asking for 3,500 for the home, and then I come in here and I do a review and I'm looking at 2,000 worth of material, then that puts me at 5,500. Then I have another 2,500 on the handyman, the contractors, okay? Where does that put me? Plus now I have to get the utilities on. And yes, please, investors, always get your utility. I know the contractors say, I don't need the power on because I got power tools. That's all fancy, great and all, but how do you check for the electricity if it works? You cannot, okay? You don't want to get involved in that. You rehab it entirely, and then when it's time to sell, then you get a call from the buyer later on, hey, the power doesn't work in here. You have no idea because you never check it. So you do take into account, but it's not a big expense on that. Then you have insurance you have to provide on it as well, which we got connections to that directly. But you see what you're doing is you're adding all these numbers up, and then you get to a final number. Let's say you're all in at $8,000. 8,000 minus the ROI of 18K. Is that worth your time? No deal, no investment is the same. So it's up to you to determine, is this worth my time per se? Okay. Let's move on to the next one, which is next door. Okay. 2-1 single wide E1 lot. Same thing with the number, same size mobile home, same make, just about metal on metal. My favorite mobile homes, in case y'all are wondering. Now this one is a little bit more on listed for, which means that there's probably even less to be done. What is one of the biggest expenses on a mobile home? Somebody drop it on the comments. Same for Instagram. Let me know. I will tell you in a second. But again, I'm checking for any major issues. And I mean, guys, look at the home. It's a cleanup job, touch-up job. Put it together and get out of it. That's all there is to it. Do not fix anything that is not broken, and do not try to be an artist inside the mobile home. Every day, somebody tells me how they want to be an artist inside of mobile homes. You know, that's fine. If that's what you want to do. Let's see. Okay. When you're an artist and you're doing everything differently, however, that means more cost out of pocket. I do every mobile home the same way every time. Same paint, same color, same type of carpet. If I use carpet, I typically don't. I think it's I don't like carpet. Okay, we use vinyl, however. So, but it's all we're buying in bulk. What happens when you buy in bulk? You get it for cheaper. That's a beautiful thing. Whatever you have left over from E1, you take it over to F1 and then G1, and then on forth and so forth. If you get back E1 and you need more of that same paint, more of that same carpet or vinyl, guess what? You still have the same because you've been buying them in bulk. You come back and redo them. So just things to look out for like that. Let's keep going. Okay. All right. So 650 rental rate the same. You got the lot rents the same at 300, asking 4,000 for that. So I'm going to do one more, and then I want to talk on a couple of topics here. Let's see. Bear with me. see. Oh, C2. We don't have pictures of. My apologies. We had one from the outside. We'll get some of those as well. And all of you are welcome. That's another question that came to me. And yes, all of you should be going out and reviewing these mobile homes. We do a thorough due diligence, but I encourage everybody, go out to the park, walk the mobile homes. If it's something that makes sense to you, then we can talk about you investing in it. That's up to you. So here's another one. It's a B321. Single wide, same numbers we're going to get into. There's only a couple that are 3.2s in this park, so a lot of little cosmetics to be done. 3,500 asked for. Metal on metal is my favorite. Roofing is the most expensive on a mobile home. No, it's actually the third. Okay, you got the electrical. If the whole home has to be redone, rewired with electrical, that's going to be your biggest expense. If the whole home has to be replumbed, everything has to be done under the home, that's going to be your second. And then you got your roof, depending on if it's metal or shingle. Okay, here's another one. We don't have interior pictures on this one here, but this one is a 3.2 single wide. That's what you want, B2. On this one, ARB, of course, you're going to see a lot greater of a number because that's the ideal. That's the best investment you can invest in. It's a 3.2 single wide. Double wise, we'll get into that for another call. Okay, rental rent is for this one now is $750. Same for lot rent, and it's only $4,000 being asked. Again, do the numbers, see if it makes sense for you. Okay, let's see. We got, and I'm not going to go with any more into the Bon Air, so that's about what you're looking at on those. We got all the Warner Robins as well. There's quite a bit over into Warner Robins, which is about probably 15 minutes away from the Bon Air Park that we have there. So just additional. Let's do this one here. So lot 38, it's another 3.2. Actually put the size on it. How about that? Okay, 14 by 80. It's an 84 model, 19.5 in this park. Rental rate $725. Rental for the lot is $300 as well, and it includes water and trash. This is huge. When you have a community park that is not as high in lot rent and still provides the sewer, the water, the trash, and even some of the lawn care like we have in Dublin, that's huge. You got to think about that from a selling standpoint. Or even if a rental, if it's a rental and somebody's coming in, that's pluses. You know, if think about it. Good evening on Instagram. Quite a few people joining us. Welcome. That's less utilities and less expenses that a resident will take on. So it's a good selling point. Hey, here at this property, the only thing you're going to need is power. You know, that's huge for that. So does anybody have any deals to pitch this evening before I keep going? So I'm going to show about a couple more. Let's show these pictures here real quick. Again, a bunch of cosmetics. I mean, you're not seeing, you know, major things. I would look for is the wiring, the plumbing, the roof caving in. The plumbing, you can't check on that, obviously. The walls, I'm not a fan of red, purple, green, or black. I don't know why people do that, but it's also very hard for you to paint over them. All right, let me do one more, and I want to talk about a few things we got coming up and a few things that you can all benefit from. So, Warner Robins, lot 13, okay. Big carport on all of them on this part here. That's a 2.1 single wide, 18K ARB, after repair value on that one. Rent rate $650, lot rent $300, asking $3,000 for this one as well. So again, and for any of you that are interested in these, yes, we will share the addresses. We'll tell you that probably on every call. The reason we don't put certain specifics on here is because we don't want people just showing up at the park. That was an issue early on we had where multiple people were just taking the address, the exact location, and they would just go out and walk them. And then we got blown phone calls from the park managers, from park owners. Hey, do you have people at this lot? You know, so that kind of thing. We don't want to do that. But quite a bit of inventory listed at this time. Again, if you don't have the spreadsheet, now that it has changed links, send us an email and we will send it over to you all. Does anybody have any questions, any deals to pitch before I talk about some of the events we have coming up?
Building some, how you doing, man? First time here. Can you hear me okay?
Can hear you, yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. So basically, I've been an investor for over a decade, mainly single family, do a lot of commercial, industrial, different stuff, mainly just single family. And the last couple of years, I've gained an interest, especially in the state of Florida, for mobile homes, specifically developing parks.
Okay.
I do have two that are being drawn up as we speak for pre-submittal to the county in Lake County, Florida. and I'm looking for JV partners on the deal. My previous JV partner bought my equity position out of these developments because he's new to the space as well, and he's afraid to develop. Me, I don't care. I'm not scared of it. He doesn't want to develop. He wants to buy existing parks and just fix them up, do some value add. He wants parks that already have cash flow. These are raw developments that are zoned for mobile home parks. So I'm working on those, and I want to bring in a new JV partner on a good deal. For an example, real quick, I don't want to yap too much on your live, but
You're good. You're good.
one of them in Lake County is 16 acres. It's on Lake Eustis. It's off market. It's gorgeous, big trees, awesome place, lots of infrastructure already there, gigantic pool, gigantic house, which I have laid out to be manager's quarters, as well as laundry facilities, yada, yada. It's got boat docks. All in on this deal that I'm discussing is probably going to be about 3 mil, and that includes purchase price and development. So that'll cover everything. It's going to be about 160 pads or 140 pads, I think, based on 8 per acre in the state of Florida, which is what they allow. I know that's changed recently. Before, they used to cram in 1 million of them side by side, but since then you can only do 8 per acre. So I'm told. This is my first development. But anyway, it's probably going to be worth around an ARV of between 10 and 15 all day long with a $3 million investment. So it's kind of hard to beat those kind of numbers. I'm pretty sure. I haven't put it out there yet. I'm just now starting to discuss it with people. I'm putting together a big spreadsheet. We should have pre-submittal done in the next few months. And so, yeah, that's my deal that I'm working on. I'm looking for JV partners. I'm also a cash buyer for other stuff. Typically, I don't like park rent, but you know, I'm open to looking at it. These single wides you're showing, I've done some other park developments with another partner before. I try to do it on my own. My previous partners, we were doing single wides for about 15 grand, and I mean gutting it down to the studs. 15 grand, cheap granite countertops, you know, vinyl flooring, 15 grand all day long for a single wide on a rehab. But anyway, blah blah blah. I got a deal. That's all.
Okay. No, I'm very interested in that. Jay, check out the chat box. GMHU, if you would put my email, j@garciamhu.com. I'm very interested in what you got going on. I want to connect off air tomorrow because I got some opportunities on that now that you mentioned that. But I do have a couple questions for those listening on here as well. When you say the amount of land that you got is obviously zone 4. Now, is there a potential for mixture if it's of interest for mobile homes and also campers, RVs, or is this solely for mobile homes?
I should have been more specific on it. With the vision here is strictly RVs. We want to be hands off as much as possible. Even though my partner bailed, when I bring somebody else in, we want to be hands off. I think it's the play here is RVs. There's lots of traffic coming from other states and pouring into Florida. There's super high demand. All the parks in anywhere in Central Florida is so close to 100% occupancy. There's a huge demand, and with the 16 acres that I have, it's more of an upscale vibe. It's very upscale. We're looking for an upscale RV park, and then we don't have to deal with mobile homes. Who wants to deal with mobile homes when you can deal with an RV? I mean, everybody's got their own business model. I get it. It's just something that me personally, I'd rather just have the RV pads. It's cheaper to build. The rents are really not going to be that dramatically different. I believe we could get anywhere from $700 to $900 a month on the closer to the water just for lot rent for someone to park their camper here. So trying to stay just RVs. Don't want to be hands-on with dealing with maintenance issues on mobile homes. Obviously, you can make them tenant owned, so that way you're not dealing with the maintenance. But it's still I just see a quicker path to the bag, a quicker path forward to the money by throwing asphalt milling roads, all asphalt millings, cheap, but tasteful. Asphalt milling roads will save a ton of money, but they look great when they're done. Even the pads we're going to do out of the asphalt millings. And I've done this before at another park, and it came out beautiful. So just the path forward is just RV pads. I want RV pads. One power pole will feed, I believe, what was it, 10 pads. So
Okay.
one power pole, 10 pads. One septic tank will feed 7 pads. I got some of the numbers that I'm putting on a sheet now that I've got estimates off of different contractors and stuff and some ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And that's what I want to
park.
get with you tomorrow on, because yeah, no, I like it. You got something in your hands there. So I definitely want to talk about the nitty gritty numbers and get to the real specifics on the above. So I'm interested. Let's see. Get my email off the chat if you can, J@Garcia. And let's try to connect tomorrow if you can, and we'll talk a little bit more on that.
Is it the same email that I get your updates from?
Probably.
Property buyer 321.
That's a good one. Go ahead and use that. Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Stop the sharing here. I don't know if anybody else has any deals. All right. So good stuff. And that's what we're talking about. Let's do deals together. I got to bring value. Everybody can bring something to the table. So I want to connect with this gentleman. I highly appreciate you coming on this call and see what will come out of this. Opportunities. That's what we're looking for. So let me talk about a couple, talking about opportunities, a few things that are coming up available as well. We mentioned a spreadsheet. So new spreadsheet, if you don't have it, send me an email. We'll send you that one. You'll have the new one there. Currently, we need a couple new sales agents. We're growing more and more. As you can see, the inventory is continuing to grow. More opportunities are coming available. So at this time, if any of y'all want to become one of our sales agents, send us a DM and email. We'll go ahead and have a small little interview with you all. And also for all of you out there, investors, bird dogs, wholesalers, if you're running into inventory, or if you have buyers, bring them to us. We'll coach you. We'll walk you through. It's ways for you to start making money, start getting into the game. Okay. We got 3 people have what I call graduated at this time from the back pocket access. That's one of the coachings that I offer. So at this point, I'm not going to take 3 new ones, but I will take 1 student. Okay. We got a lot more live events that we're doing at this time. So just hence takes a little bit more time. So I don't ever like to cut people short. If I cannot give you my 100%, I'm not giving you no percent. You know, I want to have my focus. So one spot for the back pocket access, if anybody's interested. Back pocket access is 30-day subscription, all access to me through emails, text, calls, and of course, we close on deals from start to finish. Just depends on where you want to start investing at. The level up, that's coming up. So September 24th, not this Saturday, but the following. It is our 3rd level up. The level up is a meetup areas that we do, but it involves a bit more hands-on, if you will. You get to learn more as well. We're not just out there meeting, connecting, and building relationships, though that is a large factor. We're also coaching you on certain topics. This one here, special level up, is going to be a mobile home walkthrough. So for those of you new, you actually get to come out and we'll walk a mobile home from in and out and show you exactly what we look for. That's going to be the topic for that one is how to do closings, because we are talking about a mobile home on its individual piece of land, parcel real estate. So it's not in the community, something a little bit differently, but something that all of you, if you're investing in mobile homes, will need to graduate into eventually. Start doing land packages, what we call, which is land and mobile homes. That's September 24th. If you don't have the link, send us a DM. 7 days after that, it is our shadow. It is the last one of the year, the shadow event 2-day training. So that's going to be down in Central Georgia, Warner Robins to be exact. The first day, Saturday, October 1st, is classroom sitting all day. That's where we have all of our speakers. They are lined up. I spoke to all of them today. They're excited. They are ready. They're ready to bring it. Bring you all the value, all the education possible to set you up for success. You don't want to miss out on that one. Day number 2, October 2nd. That's when we take you out to a community. We got the shuttle lined up as well. They are ready. They're going to pick up every investor. Day number 2 is not mandatory, but I highly encourage you all, because that's when we're going to take you out to the park. And here we're going to have handymen. We're going to have contractors, park owners, park managers. They're going to be there with us. And all these questions that all of you are asking, what should I say? How do I talk to them? What do I ask for? You want to be there to be asking them on the spot. We will be walking in and out of mobile homes that are being rehabbed, mobile homes that need to, they're ready for the market, and mobile homes that are distressed. A lot of the units that we show you on here, we will be walking a lot of those. So definitely join us on that one. But visit GarciaMHE.com for that. You can give you more details on it. So, all right, I think that's all I have for y'all this evening. Jay, I will be connecting with you tomorrow, sir, for that for sure. And if anybody else is interested, you know where to find us. All right, everyone, have a good evening. Thank you for watching.